It's been no secret that in base Rise the Palicos were the go-to support option, and the Palamutes were primarily good for their speed while riding and maybe the damage that they bring. Compared to the insane moves that Palicos bring to your hunts, it was a tough choice to pick the Palamute over the Palico, especially online where you only get to bring one buddy. But in Sunbreak, which we are loving by the way, the Palamutes might just be worth taking instead of the Palicos, so in this one we're going to go over which one you should use, the Palamute or the Palico. So if you do enjoy these videos, make sure to click like down below to show support, and subscribe for more videos on the channel. Put in the comments down below which buddy you prefer and why, and let's start off by talking about the Palico. Palicos have always been an extremely useful buddy to have in Rise, and still are in Sunbreak. The support moves that they bring to a hunt have real impact, from giving buffs to the team, to inflicting statuses in enemies so you can go ham with DPS, to healing you so you don't have to waste your items, and it can even save you just when you need it, as well as getting more materials for you at the end of the hunt. Furthermore, when picking a Palico, you can also pick a class to tailor it to your specific needs and playstyle. This combined with the memory skills to further boost them in specific ways that you need, such as more status attack, meant that they could become a little powerhouse of support for you. This has been further amplified and made easier with the new Sunbreak systems of changing their support moves and memory skills, so you no longer have to rely on RNG. In base Rise, it was quite effective to run a double Gathering Palico when farming, as the Pilfer move that they bring would result in a bunch more resources at the end of a hunt, meaning that you didn't have to farm as long to get the parts you need. Combine that with the other Gathering Palico skill, Endemic Life Barrage, that gives you consistent sleeps, paralysis, or even blast knockovers, it was hard to give these up to take the Palamute. And that's not even including the other moves that they have. We can't gloss over those because things like the Shock Tripper that inflicts Thunderblight on a monster, including Elder Dragons, is insane. This gives you an exciting rush of tension when you see the Thunderblight go off, as you rush to the head of the monster to trigger the free KO, even when using slashing weapons. So overall, the support moves that the Palicos have are just so useful for a variety of reasons. But then Sunbreak has come along, and now we have an extra thing, the secret support moves. These things include the Lottery Box, which gives you the awesome Kitinator in your hunts for an extra knockover and damage, as well as the Firework, which is a manually placed bomb, which if timed right gives you a massive damage explosion that can also flinch the monster. So with these new systems added for the Palico, it just seems even better than before. For these reasons alone, it seems to make sense to bring Palicos to your hunt. At least for base Rise, unless you specifically like the theme of the Palamutes and the speed of riding them. But with the fast travel camps, it kind of made the speed of riding Palamutes not quite as effective. This is further compounded by the new buddy recon points in Sunbreak that means getting to different parts of the map is even faster than before. So riding just isn't quite as high of a priority. But this doesn't make Palamutes useless, as they can be pretty insane in your hunts for Sunbreak with some of their new things. So now let's go over the Palamutes. Of course, giving a status weapon to your buddy is a great thing to do, as their passive attacks in the hunt will build up those statuses such as paralysis or sleep, so they will be passively inflicting monsters with those statuses in your hunts that lets you focus on attacking, or in the instance of sleep, lets you sharpen your weapon, drink a potion, and get a nice wake up hit. Palamutes of course benefit from this as well, meaning they're still useful when you take them out with you. Furthermore, the Palamutes do tend to do pretty good damage compared to the Palicos, so they can pull their own weight, just without all the variety of support moves that the Palicos have. However, in Sunbreak, Palamute's got a bunch of new mechanics that are pretty awesome. First is the Palamute Pouch. This lets you gather more items even when your own item pouch is full, and this is especially useful considering that you can ride them while gathering, so it's a great feature for those gathering runs. Then in Sunbreak, you also have the new Sniff 'em Out move that Palamutes have exclusively. It's a really useful skill that lets you highlight items, Spirit Birds, Endemic Life, and more on the minimap. This makes gathering specific things, collecting Spirit Birds before a hunt, or just learning the maps much easier and visibly easier. This again is fantastic for gathering runs, so this is just one more reason to take the Palamutes with you when you go out on expeditions to farm items. But the real exciting thing is their new Palamute gear, the Palamute Silkbinder. This thing is awesome, and it essentially is a mounted turret on the back of the Palamute. It gets activated in a hunt after you deal mounting damage, which is the blue damage numbers that usually come from Silkbind attacking moves. This lets them use the Silkbinder on their back for around 3 minutes, and it is insane for damage, flinching, and even inflicting statuses. The shots can pierce the enemy and hit multiple times, which triggers status as well as dealing damage. Combine this with memory skills and scrolls to synergize, and it gets kind of insane. For single player hunts, you can use sleep weapons on your Palamutes, while for multiplayer you can use paralysis, or just mix and match them both if you like. Once activated, your Palamutes will become a walking turret. They will be inflicting statuses like crazy, so you definitely want to try this out. The only annoying thing is that sometimes when they start to shoot, they can kind of do a combo of hits in a row that can sometimes trigger a wake up hit on a monster even when your weapon is sheathed, so you want to watch out for that one. But this alone has made Palamutes be able to compete with Palicos when choosing who to take on a hunt with you, despite the lack of support moves and the new secret support moves. So when it comes to bringing a buddy on a hunt, it's ultimately up to you and your personal preference. Palicos bring a lot to the table and are an incredible support option, while Palamutes are now a must-have for gathering runs, but also for the speed in which they can inflict statuses with their new machine gun turret. So if you did find this helpful, make sure to click like down below to support the video. We'll be going more in depth into the Palamutes and the new Silkbind turret that they have, so if you want to learn more about it and specific synergies, subscribe down below to the channel. Also put in the comments if you have tried the Silkbinder out on the Palamute, and let us know what you think of it and if you found any synergies yourself. The videos on screen now we think you might enjoy, so if you like the look of them, you should give them a click and tell us what you think in the comments down below. But for now, they're on the screen. If you do want to try them out, just give them a click on the screen.